Akalon Wastes. This is actually a pretty advantageous map for Shuttle. It gives them a good chance, in my opinion, to even this series and bring us to a Game 5.
Well, we'll have to see if he utilizes it because, ladies and gentlemen, as you heard Gary Oak say, this is Game 4. $100 winner take all, US money on the line. And you know what? Masan, why don't you go ahead and introduce your teammate? Oh, he's went to the bathroom. Never mind. Alright, let's find here in the top left corner of the map. He's the blue Zerg. Playing for Quanitc, it is Hyun.
And spawning in the bottom right-hand corner of Akalon, it is our Red Terran, currently down by 1 game in this best of 5. It's Shuttle.
Yes, and again, guys, it's currently 2-1. I'm sorry we don't actually have the scores on the overlay. 99% of the time we do. I'm forced to use OBS today instead of XSplit. I could not set it up in a way that really worked at all. So we do sincerely apologize for not being able to display the scores for you, but I hope you'll enjoy the game nonetheless.
Yes, Coffee Drinker said the score is Quanitc.Hyun 2 and Shuttle 1.
And the thing that's so great about the series, guys, this is a rematch of last week's ZOTAC Cup. Hyun won. I believe it was 3-1 last week. It's looking like it could potentially be the same score today, but as Gary Oak said, Akalon Waste, a map that really works well for Terrans, especially with drops, or hell, even if he wants to go for something crazy like mech. Either way, this is probably the best potential map Shuttle has to bring this to Game 5. And welcome back, Masan.
Thanks.
I awkward turtled while you were gone. I didn't see you said BRB bathroom, so I was like, why don't you introduce your teammate? Oh wait, never mind.
And Rifkin is like swimming in a pool of lasagna.
Yeah, pretty much. Okay, I mean, the thing too is, while we talk about how good this is for drops or whatever Shuttle wants to go for, actually coming in with the drone scout for once and ever. Thank you, finally. Gonna utilize this.
Away.
Yeah.
And he does see the CC first, so he probably is going for... Nope, he's not going for triple hatch.
That's an interesting decision. Seeing as he did win with the triple hatch before pool, maybe he's just not comfortable doing the 3 hatch before pool on this base or this map due to its architecture.
Yeah, that third base is a little bit frustrating to deal with. Only one way in, only one way out. Of course, you can get attacked from the high ground as well.
Yeah,
and the
other
it's
one.
The best map to triple hatch before pool.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Party at Masan's house.
Yep.
But yeah, no, I don't know. Every
That's
Zerg player I've seen, including yourself, Mr. Masan, goes for this long base, not the inside the one with the rocks for their third. I was wondering if you could maybe explain that a little bit for people.
Well, I mean, you think it will be the long base if you take the 9 o'clock base currently, but it actually is not, because it takes literally 5 seconds for Link to get to the third of 9 o'clock base instead of gosh, dude, I'm sorry,
man,
I can't. I'm distracted a little bit by party. Anyways, it actually takes a long time for those Links to take down the Rock, because the Rock has a 2000 HP and 3 armor, meaning the Links only do 2 damage a shot to the Rock. So if you take the base that is protected by the supposedly protected by the Rock, it's gonna be really hard to deal with the Hellion Harassment as well as drops early on.
Well, like I said, guys, Grandmaster Masan, not only good, but also smart, which is the new sexy, of course. The actual math involved, I didn't actually know that there was a lot of math involved. I just thought it was preference, quite frankly, as we saw non-stop. Everyone just goes to that third base, but good to know. This is why I watch Masan's stream, guys, by the way. If you want to shout out your own stream or not, but like, I love watching because this guy is so smart.
Yeah, my assumption was just the whole, it's difficult to get enough units to knock down the rocks in a reasonable amount of time when you would want to take a third base.
Oh, we have a tech lab coming out of the factory.
Ooh.
This, I don't even know. That's weird to see. I mean, if he goes... He could defensively get a tank out early, maybe is what he's thinking, but...
Yeah.
I mean, he's not gonna... I doubt this will be a swap for the tech lab from the racks onto the factory. At least it would be the most...
Yep, tank.
Up.
Yeah, just tank. Great. I was saying it's the most awkward way to go about the add-ons if that's what he was doing.
Yeah. It's nice to see the different opener.
The tank will hold well. I mean...
Game 2, I think. Game 1?
Yeah, well, we saw tanks and got happy about it, but I was going to say, tanks on this map are really nice too. You can position them here on that little ledge, and it covers 2 different entrances, plus that ramp. I mean, a tank is a good thing to have. No questions about it.
If he's going to do the same thing, he's going to get 2 tanks and then swap for the add-on and then start getting Widow Mines.
Yeah, getting that Roach worn out. So, I mean, it's nothing too out of the ordinary. Sadly, I don't think we'll see 400 Banelings. Would be nice, but not what we're going to see.
Not quite. And if Hyun does anything with this, then yeah, these tanks should shut it down very well. I really like seeing a bit of a resurgence in siege tanks recently for Terran.
Yeah, I mean, we talked a little bit about it earlier, but the big thing is, you know, Widowmines are easy, they're fun, whatever, but a siege tank with good micro combined with good positioning on 3 or 4 of them will outclass Widowmines any day.
Yeah, you only need a few. You want tanks to accent your composition instead of being completely replaced by the Widow Mines, because you used to have a lot of tanks with your bio. Now it's like bio Widow Mine, but it should be bio, a couple tanks, and then Widow Mines.
Well, I think a big thing too is a lot of Zerg players are starting to figure out Widowmines. Like for a long
Yes.
time, it was just okay, they're broken. There's no way to deal with them. End of story. Now it's like, oh, I can bait the hits out, get the overseers, do these little tricks here and there, use the Widowmines to actually kill, you know, friendly fire the Terran units. I mean, it's lots of little things, but still, everyone's got to consider HOTS, as far as official capacity goes, still very new. Still a lot of things to be figured out in this matchup.
It is, and yeah, that's why I'm glad they didn't really touch Widow Mines after the beta, and just left them as is and like, dude, figure it out. They're not broken. And then people figured it out, and now they're not broken. Look,
I
there
love,
you go.
I love Hellbats, but their unit I think is not going to get figured out, and I think are kind of maybe a little bit broken, at least in their current state. They did, I don't know, tweaked a little bit, not completely changed by any means.
I don't know. Hellbats seem okay.
Oh, what was it? Hero Marine in the Kaspersky Arena. Man, he just pretty much made Hellbats and A moved onto TLO and won. And
Wow.
I'm not saying anything bad against either of those players for doing that, but I'm saying like when things are like that, if that's the situation, you gotta maybe at least consider looking at them. I don't know. But a lot of the focus I find that's interesting has been the Mutalisk versus Mutalisk has been the big focus of all these changes, at least in recent days.
They've done a lot with the Mutalisk, though. They've made it a lot more powerful, but they've given the other races a lot of things to counter the Mutalisk a lot better, so...
Well, Armory coming out here. I doubt this will lead into any sort of Hellbats. I would love to see if they were incorporated with the army composition. Because the thing about Hellbats I really enjoy is, like, yeah, they're not exactly Widow Mines. They're not going to deal the most efficient damage to, like, Roaches by any means, but they're big buffer units that cost almost nothing in comparison.
They are. And their AoE is really nice. Like, their type of AoE is a lot better than the Hellions when it comes to, like, the surroundy type and sort of lines of units coming at you instead of, like, a big clump.
Notice the 50 links coming out of Hyun's base, as well as the Roach speed done and have a Baning speed almost finished as well. But I don't think he noticed the Siege tank,
Yeah,
which will be very helpful dealing with a Roach Link Baning push.
especially
Look at those
because
tanks.
he's... Yeah, and he's knocked down the wall here too, so I mean, even if Hyun decided to try and knock this wall down, he's still going to take a lot of fire from these tanks.
Yeah, and the mine and the tank covers that wall, and he's got both tanks covering the ramp. That's perfect position.
Oh, that poor Roach.
Sacrificial Roach. He does have an
Uh-oh.
Overseer, which is useful, but he sees it now.
Yeah, these siege tanks actually
Oh,
might be in a
man.
bit of trouble. The Roaches can
They'll
pick
get
them off
off.
with the high ground vision.
Yep.
Shuttle recognizes this immediately, tries to retreat it back, but not quite in time. And now it's
Too
one
slow.
siege tank. Will this be enough? Nice Widowmine hits going off, but is it enough? Most of these Banelings have been taken out. Only a small few make it through, but there's so many Roaches here. And more
Tanks are
Banelings coming in
gone.
from behind.
There
Just
isn't too much
Mirage hold.
left for Shuttle.
SCV's being pulled on that bunker, but the bunker doesn't really matter when Hyun can walk right past it into the main. So many of these
no.
Roaches. Yeah, oh no is right.
He's on top of the production facilities, too. This is really bad. There it is, GG.
Well, that was very anticlimactic. We were so stoked for these tanks and these Widow Mines.
And then Hyun just like, nope. Get out of here.
I really thought those tanks would have had strong, but yeah. So that's gonna
Yeah.
that's gonna wrap it up.
Aw.
You can't. The king of brute force is Hyun, I guess. But folks, this was Masan joining us for the finals. Great guy. It's Masan SC is your Twitch, right?
Yes, correct. Twitch.tv/MasanSC.
Guys, please check out his stream. I always tell people about his more than others. Him and Happy Zerg are my two favorite Zerg streamers, but Masan does so much commentary, and the best thing about this guy, he answers questions. Like, I've seriously been in the stream just hanging out, and something occurs, I'll ask the question, and maybe he won't answer right away, but he always answers, so it's always cool. Not to, like, I guess, guarantee anything for him. But, no, really, please, check out his stream. He's a lovely guy, nonetheless, one of the best, again, in my eyes, one of the better North American Zerg players, but This is Rifkin, Gary Oak signing off. Masan, thank you again for joining us. This was ZOTAC North America. Tomorrow we've got the European Cup as well as the StarCraft Ascension Cup. Gary Oak, Masan, you guys have any final words before we go off air?
Well, first of all, thanks for having me, and I'm glad to see another Zerg as well as my teammate Quanitc.Hyun taking ZOTAC Cup. How many games has he taken? How many ZOTAC Cups has he taken? I'm just curious.
I don't know the total number, but we were going over this the other day, and he's currently got the record for the most consecutive wins though of 3. So he's won 3 ZOTAC Cups back to back, and that's the current record.
And I think that he didn't have the full fourth loss of ZOTAC Cup because he was in another lane event, right?
Yeah, and then WCS started, so everything started getting mixed up for Heart of the Swarm. So Hyun, though, I'm pretty sure he's won. If I had to guess, I'd say at least 60% of all ZOTAC Cups, at least since he started playing. So not from the very start,
wow.
But since he started getting into the scene. Him and Pult have just been farming these.
Yeah.
I really need to start playing ZOTAC Cup as well.
Oh man, Masan vs. Hyun finals, do it! Make it happen!
That'll be interesting.
Hyun and Pult stomping grounds right now.